Good morning, class. Now let's start our next topic, that is terminating and non-terminating decimal. So far, we discussed about various types of numbers like your natural numbers, your whole numbers, your integers, and your fractions. Now, in this exercise, we will look towards the decimal expansion of these numbers. Now, before starting, first we should basically understand that what is decimal. A decimal number is such a number which is separated by a decimal point which separates the whole number and the decimal part. For example, if I write 7.28, now here 7 represents the whole number part and 28 represents the decimal part. Both the whole number part and the decimal part is separated by a point known as decimal point, and the expansion is known as decimal expansion. A clear example can be seen here also, like if we take a number 14.78, then the number before the decimal is known as a whole number and the number after decimal, which is known as decimal part, is 78. Now one thing which we should always remember is, after decimal, whatever number is written, we spell that number in digit. Like this is 14, we can say it 14, but after decimal it is written 78, so we can't say 78 because each part represents a decimal point, either 7, 8, 9 and so on. So we won't say 78, we will say 14.78, where 14 represents the whole number part. The number after the decimal point, that is 78, it represents the decimal part, and this point is known as decimal point. And overall thing is known as what? Decimal expansion. Thus, in mathematics, we can say the simple definition of decimal is, a decimal number can be defined as a number where the whole number part and the fractional part is bifurcated or say separated by a decimal point. Now while finding or while doing the decimal expansion, we come through many types of form. Like in some types of decimal expansion, we get a fixed value. For example, 7.28 is a fixed value. But in some types of decimal expansion, the value which we get is not fixed. Like we must have seen such numbers 6.283 and so on. Let's understand this by an example. Like we take a number 1/5. Now when we divide it, we get a decimal value of 0.2. Let's take one more number, for example 8/12. But when we divide 8 by 12, we see that the division actually does not end. It goes on and on and on. If we look clearly to a divisions, like a first one was 1/5. Here we got the remainder 0 and a fixed value, that is 0.2. A quotient was fixed 0.2. Whereas in the second division of 8/12, neither we get the remainder 0 as well as the division was going on and on and on. It was not coming to a definite value like in this case. Thus we can say that in this question, since the remainder was 0, the division actually finished, or we can say it was stopped, or a better quote would be division was terminated. Terminated means what? Terminate means to end. Here it ended with remainder 0 and a fixed value 0.2, whereas in the second division neither the remainder became 0 and even the question, it was going on and on and on. We were not getting any sort of fixed value. Thus we can say that here division did not terminated and it kept on repeating. We can write division was repeating and was not terminated, or we can even say that it was non-terminating and this was terminating. With this, we come to know that while representing of rational numbers at decimal, we come to two types of decimal. The first is terminating and the second one is non-terminating. Terminating decimals are those which end with a finite value or numbers which come to an end after a finite division, whereas non-terminating decimals are those decimals where the division keeps on going or say continuing even after the decimal point and does not comes to an end. The proper definition of both of them could be terminating decimals: decimal numbers ending with a finite number of digits or numbers which come to an end after few repetitions after the decimal point are called terminating decimal. For example, 0.8, 3.567, 2, 34.3681, etc. Now these are the numbers which are coming to a definite value, whereas when the division keeps on continuing after the decimal point, like here we can see 28.1213421 and the division is still going. 3.141, this is actually value of pi. 3.141592 and the division is still going. We are not coming to a proper end of division. Such decimals are known as non-terminating decimal. So based on these definitions, we can say that 1 by 5, that is 0.2, was a terminating decimal and 8 upon 12 was a non-terminating decimal. Why non-terminating? Because the remainder is not coming 0. And why repeating? Because we can see that some of the digits are getting repeated. Now there is a proper way to write these numbers, like 1.666, the digit is getting repeated. So instead of writing 6 so many times, we can simply write 1.6 bar. This is known as bar. This horizontal line, this is known as what? Bar. Bar means a digit is getting repeated. But there is a proper way. Since here after decimal only 6 is getting repeated, we will write here 1.6 bar. In the second example, it is given 0.0833333. Which digit is getting repeated? The third one, that is 3. So here we will write 0.83 bar. Now in this particular question, it's 0.151515. Now here 1 is also getting repeated, 5 is also getting repeated. So instead we'll say that a pair is getting repeated, and in such types of example we write it as 0.15 bar. That means a pair is getting repeated. Thus we can say, or we can come to a conclusion that all of them are examples of non-terminating and repeating or recurring decimal. Recurring means to repeat. So either you say repeating or recurring. In some book you find recurring instead of repeating. Both are same. All of them are examples of non-terminating and repeating. Once again, why non-terminating? Non-terminating means because the division it is not coming to an end, that is why it is non-terminating. And why non-terminating and repeating? Because the digits are getting repeated. That means non-terminating, under the classification of non-terminating, we can say that it is of one more type, that is repeating or recurring. But there are certain more numbers which are non-terminating and are even not repeating. For example, 0.12345, and the division will go on and on. Now in such examples, neither the division is coming to an end, neither the number is repeating. Such numbers are known as non-terminating, non-repeating decimals. Like you can see here, 0.89673. Now none of the digit is repeating, neither it is coming to an end. So such types of numbers are known as non-terminating, non-repeating. Let's see by an example. if we take the value of root 2, it is somewhat 1.414213 and on and on. That means neither numbers are getting repeated either in pairs or single, neither are they coming to an end. Let's take one more example. Pi, we know its value is 22 upon 7, or we can simplify it as 3.14285 and so on. That means once again neither the digits are getting repeated nor it is coming to an end. Thus we can say that the decimal, neither it got repeated, neither the decimal was terminated. That means they neither terminated nor they were repeated. So such numbers are called what? Non-repeating decimal. Hence, a final classification will be decimal expansion is of two types, terminating and non-terminating. Further, non-terminating decimal are further classified into repeating and non-repeating. Now in some books you must have seen a definition of pure recurring and mixed recurring. So what are they? See, they are simple representation of decimal. If a decimal in which all the digits after the decimal point are repeated, it is known as pure recurring decimal. For example, 0.333, 0.666, such decimals are known as pure recurring decimal, in which all the digits after the decimal points are repeated. Whereas a decimal in which at least one digit after the decimal point is not repeated besides having some repeated digits, that means after the decimal 1 is not repeated but 3 is getting repeated, after the decimal 4 is not getting repeated but this pair 1 and 6 it is getting repeated. Such types of decimals are known as mixed recurring decimal. Why mixed? Because here we have one digit which is not getting repeated and a pair of digit which is getting repeated. So decimal can also be known as pure recurring or mixed recurring decimal. Now let's see exercise. Now the first question is 0.08 can be written as, and these are the options given: 2 upon 25, 4 by 25, 8 by 100 and A upon C. So let's see. If we write 0.08 in fractional form, so we can write it as 8 upon 100. Now why can we write it as 8 upon 100? We know that after the decimal how many digits are present in the denominator, we will put 0 equal to that only. For example, after the decimal there were 2 digits, so we will write 8 upon 100. If after the decimal there would have been 3, we would have written 8 upon 1000, 4, 8 upon 10,000. The number of digits which you will see after the decimal, the same number of zeros you will put here in the denominator. So since there were 2 digits, we will write 8 upon 100. That means this will be the answer. But out of the options given, it is A and C also, 2 upon 25 also, 4 upon 25. That means we should see that can it be striked off? Answer will be yes, because both of them are common factors of 2. So 2 into 4 will be 8, 2 into 50 will be 100, 2 into 2 will be 4 and 2 into 25 will be 50. That means what? 2 upon 25. So either you write 8 upon 100 or you write 2 upon 25, both are same. That means our answer will be D, both A and C. Now our next question is 2 upon 6 is equivalent to, that means if we simplify 2 by 6, so what will be the value? So let's see, we need to divide it, so write it down. 2 upon 6, that means, now since this number is smaller, so we will say we will divide it first 0 time. Now we will put a decimal and write a 0. Now 6 into 3 is what? 18. We have remainder 2, we have decimal. Since this 2 it can still not be divided, we have decimal, so we will again put a 0. 6 into 3 is what? 18. Again 2, that means 3 is getting repeated. Hence we can write it as 0.3 bar, or we can also represent this as 0.3 dot. Now our next question is, without actual division, determine which of the following rational numbers have terminating decimal representation. Now these are the rational numbers given: 5 upon 50 and 20 upon 80. If we divide it by the long division process, so easily we can tell that which are terminating and non-terminating. But in the question it is saying without actual division. Now there is a method in which, without doing the long division, we can simply tell that which of the following given rational numbers are terminating and non-terminating. The method is, if the prime factor of the denominator of a rational number has only 2, only 5, or both 2 and 5, the decimal representation will be terminating decimal. That is, for example 1 by 2, its prime factor will be what? 2 only. 1 by 5, its prime factor will be what? 5 only. That means they are terminating decimal. Now let's see the question. 5 by 50. Now as per the direct method, it says what? That the prime factor of denominator of a rational number should have either 2 or 5 or 2 or 5 both. So for this we need to do the prime factorization. So let's do 50. 2 into 25 will be what? 50. Now this will go 5 times. 5 into 5 is what? 25, and 5 into 5 ones are 5. That means 2 into 5 into 5. So we will write what? 5 upon 2 into 5 into 5. Now since the prime factor of the denominator 50 are both 2 as well as 5, therefore 5 by 50 will be what? It will be a terminating decimal. It will be a terminating decimal representation. Let's see 20 upon 80. So again do the factorization. 2 40s are 2 20, 2 10, 2 5 and 5 1. So we can write it as 20 upon 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 5. Again the prime factor of the denominator 80 are both 2 and 5, therefore 20 by 80 will also be a terminating decimal representation. We can write here terminating. So this is a direct way. Now if instead of 2 and 5 there must have been other factor, so we can say that it will be a non-terminating. So these are the direct method where, without doing the long-term division, we can directly tell which are terminating and non-terminating. Now let's see them. 4 by 9. We clearly know 3 into 3 is 9. We can write what? 4 upon 3 into 3. Now we can see, since the denominator 9 does not have the prime factor either 2 or 5, therefore we can say that 4 upon 9 is a non-terminating representation. Second one, 5 by 18. Although 18 will have the prime factorization of 2 into 3 into 3, we can write 5 upon 2 into 3 into 3. I hope you must be knowing how it came. Okay, let's see. 18, 2 into 9 is 18, 3 into 3 is 9, and 3 into 1 is what? 3. So 2 into 3 into 3, 2 into 3 into 3. So it will also be what? Non-terminating. Now you must be getting confused that I just told in the the prime factorization of the denominator should be if 2 or 5 or 2 or 5. then it will be terminating. But in this question, here it is 2. So if we only take 2, the answer will be yes, terminating. But in addition to 2, there are 3 also as factors. So it cannot be termed as a terminating decimal. Either in the denominator it should be 2, either in the denominator it should be 5, or in the denominator it should be 2 and 5 both. But if instead of them including 2 or 5 there are any such numbers, so they will be counted among what? Non-terminating decimal representation. Now our next question is, express the following rational number as decimal. Okay, so simply we need to do what? We need to do division. Let's see, 4 by 5. Now since 4 is smaller, so first it will go how many times? Exactly 0 times. So 5 into 0 is what? 0. Now we will put a decimal and increase a 0 here, so that this value can become bigger. Now 5 into 8 is what? 40. 5 into 8, 40. So the final answer will be 0.8. This will be our answer. Let's see the second question, 5 by 8. So again 8 into 0. So now 8 into 6 will be what? 48. We can write here 2. Now since there is a decimal, we can write here 0. Now 8 into 2 is what? 16. Again 4. Now 8 into 5 is what? 40. Now this is a final answer. We have got the remainder 0. That means 5 by 8 in its decimal form will be 0.625. This will be a final answer. Now our next question is, we have to state that whether the following are pure recurring or mixed recurring decimal. So we have just seen the definition that a decimal in which all digits after the decimal point are repeated, they are known as pure recurring, whereas a decimal in which at least one digit after the decimal point is not repeated besides having some repeated digit, it is known as what? Mixed recurring. That means after the decimal, if the number which is just next to the decimal is not getting repeated, but after that the other digits are getting repeated, these are known as what? These are known as mixed recurring decimal. So let's see, 0.3 bar, that means it can be written as what? 0.333. So it is what? It is a pure recurring decimal. Why pure recurring decimal? Because after the decimal all digits are getting repeated. Now second, 0.1888, we can write it as 0.18 bar. So we can see that after the decimal, the immediate digit it is not getting repeated, but the digit next to it, it is getting repeated. So it will be an example of mixed recurring decimal. The next is 0.492 bar, that means 0.492, if we elaborate it, 492 and so on. So here after the decimal all digits are getting repeated, so it will be an example of what? Pure recurring decimal. Next is 0.27 bar, so it is also what? 0.2777 and so on. It is also an example of mixed recurring decimal. Why? Because the immediate digit after the decimal is not getting repeated, but the digit next to it is getting repeated. So it will be an example of mixed recurring decimal. Now our next question is, we need to represent the decimal form of 3.8 by place value principle and long division method. That means we need to write the decimal form of 3 by 8 using place value method and long division method. Now what is long division method? We know doing the normal division. The question come, what is place value principle? So see class, if the denominator of the rational number is expressed as a power of 10. This process is called what? Place value principle. Once again, if the denominator of the rational number has been expressed as power of 10, this process is called place value principle. For example, 1 upon 4. Now for expressing the denominator as power of 10, we can multiply the denominator by 25 because 4 into 25 will be what? 100. So we can write 1 into 25 upon 4 into 25 as 25 upon 100. So we can clearly see that denominator is expressed as power of 10. This method is known as what? Place value principle. Similarly, we need to apply for this decimal form of 3.8. So let's see, we'll do how. The first step is write the factors of the given denominator. In the denominator it is given what? 8. So the factors of 8 will be what? 2 into 2 into 2. 2 into 2 4, 4 into 2 8. This we can take out how? By the prime factorization method which we just did. Now, according to the definition of place value principle, what does it say? That the denominator should be expressed as power of 10. Now, in order to represent the denominator in power of 10, we need to multiply the denominator by any such number so that it changes into 10. Each of these denominator should be written in form of power 10. So since each 2 needs to be converted into power 10, we need to multiply 2 by 5 to change it into 10. See how. Now we will write what? 3 upon 8 will be equal to 3 upon 8 into 5. Sorry, here will be 2 because now we will see this, the prime factors, not this. So 3 upon 2 into 5 upon 5 multiplied by 1 upon 2 into 5 upon 5. Now you must be thinking from where this 1 came. See, if I write it like this, if we write it like this, 3 upon 2 into 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2, because we need to represent each of the denominator in form of 10. So we can write it like this separately. So the first one was 3 upon 2 into 5 by 5, 2 into 5 will be 10. That means we are done with this one. We have converted it into power 10. Next is 1 by 2. So 1 upon 2 into 5 by 5, 5 into 2 will be 10. We are done with this also. The next one again into 1 upon 2 into 5 upon 5. Once again it will be in form of power 10. So together we can write it how? We can write it 3 into 5 into 5 into 5 upon 2 into 5, 2 into 5 and 2 into 5. 2 into 5, 2 into 5 and 2 into 5. That means what? 375 upon 2 into 5 10, 2 into 5 10, 2 into 5 10, 10 cube 1000. 375 upon 1000, which on dividing will be equal to 0.375. So this is the answer by the place value principle. Now by the long division, 3 upon 8. Since 3 is smaller, so first it will go 0 time. Now we'll put a decimal and put here 0. Now this can be divided. So the nearest number will be 8 into 3 is what? 24. Write it down. 30 minus 24 is what? 6. Now again, since 6 is smaller and here is a decimal, we can put here 0. So it will go 7 times. 8 into 7 is what? 56. We are left with 4. 8 into 5 is what? 40. A remainder is 0. That means our answer is what? 0.375. By the place value also, By the place value also 0.375 was coming, by the long division also 0.375 is coming. So we can also say our answer is verified. Now our next question is, which of the following numbers can be represented as definite decimal? So here also you simply need to do the long division process. If in the remainder it comes 0, it is a definite decimal. If it does not come to 0, it is not a definite decimal. Like let's see 32 upon 50. So we can write it as like this. So now we will do it directly. This number is smaller, so again for 0 time it will be what, 32. We will put a decimal, increase its value. Now we know 50 into 6 will be 300. So 50 into 6 is equal to 300 to 0. Since there is a decimal right here 0, we know 50 into 4 is what, 200. Write it down. That means since a remainder is 0, we can say that this is an example of definite decimal. That means it is a definite decimal representation. Why? Because the remainder is coming 0 and the question it is ending at a definite value. For example, I am saying for example, if it would have been 0.64893 and the digits are going on and it is not coming to an end, so it would be an example of non-definite. Simple. Now our next question is, simplify the following expression and state whether the simplified numbers can be expressed as terminating or non-terminating. Okay, so it's a very simple question. We simply first need to simplify it and then state whether they can be expressed as terminating or non-terminating. So first take LCM. So LCM of 5 and 2 will be what? 10. So it will be 5 into 2, 4 plus 5. That is what? 9 upon 10. Now we have simplified it and we need to tell whether it is terminating or non-terminating. Now we know if in the denominator it is a prime factorization of 2 and 5, it can be terminating. So 10, it will be what? 2 into 5. That means what? 9 upon 2 into 5. Now there is 2 also, there is 5 also. So the sum 9 by 10 is a fraction whose denominator 10 has both prime factors 2 and 5. Therefore 9 by 10 will be what? A terminating decimal representation. Now the last question of this exercise, express each of the following decimals as a rational number. Now what are rational numbers? Which are represented in the form of P upon Q. Very simple. Let's pick up the very first question, 0.3. Now we need to express this decimal as rational number. So we know, we can write 0.3 as 3 upon 10. Now it is expressed in the form of P upon Q. That means what? A rational number. Question come, how we have written 3 by 10? In the previous question only I told you that after the decimal, the number of digits we are having, the same number of zeros we will write. So since here was just one digit, we have written 3 upon 10. Let's see the next question, that is 2.064. Now here after the decimal we are having how many digits? 1, 2 and 3. 3 digits. That means what? How many zeros? 3 zeros. So we can write it as 2.064 will be equal to 2064 upon 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3. Now let's see to simplify it. Okay, this is a very big value. Let's see. It's a very big value. $125. 5 by 16, 2 2s are 4, 5105 and 8. 258, yes. So it will be what? 258 upon 125. This will be answer. Let's see the last one, 0.00052. Now class, tell me how many zeros will be there? 52 upon, last question, 1 2 3 4 5. Since after the decimal there are 5 digits, we can write down here 52 by 1 lakh. 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 5 zeros. Now we need to simplify it. So let's see, 2 into 2 is 4, 4 5, 2 6 0 26. It will be 2 5s are 10, 2 0 0 0 0. Okay, now 2 25s are 50, and we are left with, so we are left with 13 upon 25,000. This will be a final answer. So with this we come to an end of this exercise. Thank you.